Zone. Question for you. If Gum Gum Giant were to be banned, what is the top decks in this meta? What would the top decks in this meta be?
That's a really tough one because at the moment it's like a mixture of green Zoro, red Rayleigh, and blue purple Luffy. If blue purple gets banned, the next thing that's gonna come up is probably the green Zoro, red Rayleigh, and then the deck lists that are going to find ways to defeat it, pretty much, right? So then maybe even like the red Rayleigh goes out because green Zoro is gonna go out as well. So it's gonna be like a mix up of like who's gonna be coming out on top because of the like meta battle that like every other deck is gonna have with each other once blue purple's gone. Because you don't have to build around blue purple anymore.
Yeah,
you're gonna be building around green Zoro and red Rayleigh.
Yeah, 100%. Oh my gosh, am I tripping out? I think we're seeing a Rayleigh mirror?
No way. No way.
Yes way, sir. Yes way. We're seeing a Rayleigh mirror. It's the last thing that I ever expected.
I don't know if you remember, but in OPO2, when it was literally like a sea of red players, like 75% of the like players were playing red. It was like just like value engine city. So I'm surprised to see it actually coming back in OP12.
Oh my goodness. Wow. It's okay. You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually misread. I actually misread. Yes, it dominated the meta. What, OP1, 2, and possibly was it 3 as well? Correct me if I'm wrong.
At level 3, yeah.
But it's good to see it back. You know, it's sort of the situations where it's like, be careful what you wish for. Because I remember back in that OP1, 2, 3, I was like, man, purple needs to get some love. I love purple. I used to play mono purple Kaido. I was like, when is purple gonna get some love? And then now we fast forward 2, 3, almost 3 years. Yeah, from this beginning of this card game, and I'm actually getting sick and tired with all the purple support.
Yeah, 100%. Purple was the weakest for so long, and then it had a good showing of like around like OP5 to like OP8 era, and then the OP9 to 13 era. That's when purple really started to like start topping and actually being a real menace to all of the One Piece community.
100%. For the people that just finished Adelaide Regionals, hopefully, great work. Regardless of what you got, like, you know, going out there, challenging different decks, experimenting with the decks that you've been cooking with. Great job on your efforts. And we're gonna be going. Which, by the way, did he just look at his life? What happened? Did he just look at his life? Did you see that?
That is Dawn cards?
Oh, there is Dawn cards. I'm sorry.
What is happening?
I'm sorry. I'm so out of it right now. But yeah, Adelaide people that are watching, shout outs to you guys. Thank you so much for hosting the event for all of Oceania region. And hopefully we get to see you guys in, I think the next event, are you going to New Zealand?
Yeah, I believe it's New Zealand, and then after that is going to be Sydney in November.
Oh, awesome. Hopefully, I get myself a commentating gig. Shout out to Tac Games. Thanks, mate. Okay, so straight into the game. We see Buggy making a comeback from OPO1, not being used in, I mean, yes, it was being used in Zoro, but now it seems like it's made a comeback in Rayleigh decks. For the people who don't know what Rayleigh does at home, Rayleigh is, where is the, I'm tripping out, there is Rayleigh. Is Rayleigh on the, yes it is. So you are not allowed, you cannot have cards with the cost of 5 or greater in your deck according to the rules. So the only thing that you can have is 4 cost cards in your deck. Active main, and once per turn you may reveal 2 event cards from your hand. Give up to one of your character with a base power of 4,000 power or less, plus 2,000 during this turn. Wow. I feel like it's forcing you to pay minis. The worst matchup for Rayleigh in this point is, you guessed it, the clown himself, Buggy. So luckily, you know, like, I honestly wanted to see some Buggy representation in these regionals, but it seems like we haven't seen any buggy at all.
Yeah, 100%.
Now you used to be a modern blue advocate. You used to be. We used to call Dave. So Zoe used to have a title for himself in Pokebox back in the early days when One Piece was a thing. He was the meta king. He would play only meta decks such as Doflamingo.
Look, back in OP1 when we were playing Blue Doffy and the kid got slammed down, there's literally like it's over. There was no way to get around it like you can right now. There was no Red Rock, there was no Gravity Blade. The removal was very scarce back in the day, so it was just tough.
Yeah. It seems like this Rayleigh player is playing more of the Straw Hat package. I could be wrong. Maybe he does have other similar cards. I'm just having a look. He's got the Kid Killer. There's different variants in this deck. I've seen some Zoo archetypes incorporated into Rayleigh with the whole chopper, bring up minis using the animal trait and just fill board. Seems like he's got his two searchers, Shaki as well as Nami. It feels like it's totally a mirror because another searcher has been placed on the field, which is basically is Shaki. So, but the thing is with Buggy, and people tend to forget about this, it can't be
KO by Slash.
Yeah, it can't be KO by Slash. That's correct. Yeah.
So it's really good in this mirror matchup just because you have stuff like Zoro, Kid Killer, Buggy, Rayleigh. Those are all Slash characters, right? So then you essentially have some really good ways to just not get your characters killed. And in a matchup where it's all about establishing your board and rushing, it's very important to keep your characters alive.
Yeah, 100%. Shaki is basically it is a searcher, but also it can. Oh, it says so. Shaki is different from other searches. It's similar to Buggy, where you can look at the top 5 cards, reveal up to 1 Monkey D. Luffy or red event, and add it to your hand. Where Buggy's only just be able to search red events. So I think he's just stacking up on events right now. Chat, whatever you do this weekend, don't play Rayleigh in pre-release. That is, it sucks. Well, Tozy, in saying that, I think I'm not sure, but most people have been playing, just Rainbow Luffy in the stores that I've been attending pre-release to. I don't know whether that was a sarcastic comment, because I'm just thinking from OP12, are they all minis? Oh, obviously, because it has to be 4 costs or less, right? Is there any? Let's see. I'm just gonna double check here. It has to be
the highest card that I saw. Was it the best you can play out is a 4-cost 6K with Rayleigh, right? In pre-release.
Yeah. Oh man. Now back to the game. Going on the 4 Dawn turn, he does have the the Zoro to play out. He will have to swing with either the Nami or the Shaki to remove that at least 1 less body on the field from the opposing Rayleigh. He's revealed 2 cards, event cards, plus 2,000 onto his Shaki. I think he's going to be swinging into body. It feels like this is like a, the Doffy matchup, mirror matchup.
Yeah.
You have to just constantly swing and get rid of the board at this point. And life is not a priority, is that correct?
Yeah, essentially they're always going to have events, right? Their whole decks are rolling out events at essentially free 2K. So now it's just a matter of resource battling on how much you want to actually invest in keeping your character alive as keeping your hand full, right? I feel like the 3 searches from the play on the right was really good. Buggy is really annoying to KO because you can't use your leader to 5k swing into it. So now you have to use one of your characters plus some Dawn in order to actually kill it off. And that's not really as efficient as the person on the right who will be able to pretty much KO that. What's the 1-cost searcher called again? Is it
Shaki?
Korisa?
Which
Shaki?
one?
Yeah.
Shakiyaku? Yeah.
Yeah, that one you can kill pretty much anything that's on the board right now. But the Buggy, it's alive. It's going to be able to punish back. We'll see what's going to happen for the next turn.
In saying that, with the 5 Don turn, if he manages to keep just swing, and try to get the Rayleigh player on the left down to 2 life, he can play himself the Kid Killer character card. Yeah, we swing for 7k into lead.
He just gave away a free kill on that character, and now he's got what is it, the mole gun as well, so he could pretty much KO anything as long as he establishes 1 Don into the buggy and then buff himself up with the 2k that he gets from the leader. Get rid of that Luffy. Otherwise, he can just establish more board as well.
In regards to, man, you know what's confusing with Rayleigh? His events, because there's so much, like, I get confused with all the Haki event cards that he has. They all look very similar. Well, kind of similar.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. What does he have there? He's got himself the Armament Haki. So main, you may attach 1 active Don to your Silver's Rayleigh, give up to one of your leaders or characters plus 1000 during this turn, and it can also be used as a counter, so give up to your character or your Silver Rayleighs plus 2000 during this battle. That is the card that he has on the 4th from the left, the right side player. He does have a mole gun as well. So mole gun, for the people who don't know at home, it can basically reduce minus 5000 power during this turn and then KO a character with 6000 power or more. And then if you have a character with 6000 power or more, you can KO up to opponent's characters with 2000 power or less, which is basically, it's pretty good for the mirror. However, he doesn't have a 6000 power or more on the field right now. Actually, never mind. He does. He might have, because he does have the 4-cost Luffy that just popped up onto the field.
Yep. Essentially lets you fly more characters onto the board. It will essentially let the player on the right just constantly have 5 characters on board and just swinging 5 6s into the opponent's face. And the answer for the person on the left would be, do I actually swing into board, or do I try to like rush him down as well? Yeah, there's a lot of things that the person on the left has to deal with right now.
Oh man, it feels like, oh my gosh, he's down to 1 life. The amount of swings and the crackback that's going to occur in the next turn, he doesn't run any blockers. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Rayleigh doesn't run any blockers, right? He does have to rely on the event counters that he has. Let's see what he has. He's got the Luffy, he's got a Zoro, he's got the Kid Killer. He's got himself a 2k counter, which is the OPO1. I believe the OPO1 Sanji. Other than that, like we said earlier before, that buggy is a pain in the ass. Like, you can't even swing into it using your leader, which is
essentially a character that can never die. So that means you'll always have pressure on the board, and the only thing that he can really do is to swing into it with either the Luffy, the Bow, and the Nami. But that means 1 less character that you can attack with into their life.
What are the possible options in this situation? Would he have to play the Rush Zoro just to get rid of, just to get bodies off the field? I don't think going for life would be ideal.
Absolutely.
It's look, the 3 life lead is going to impact quite a lot. The fact that 1, if he does decide to take those life, he has more cards in his arsenal to basically use in his turn. He swings 5,000, so it's 5,000 into. Would it be? You would need to clear board at this point, right? 5,000 into either. It would have to be the buggy because that's such a sticky card.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is that because he has already 5 characters on the board, it just means that it's very risky for the person on the left to actually have a efficient or a good answer, just because on the crackback he's on 1 life. The person on the right is on 3 life. It's a very difficult board state to be in, because he has 3 cards up. He has potentially 4 ways to just rush him down next turn, because it's just really rough to be going. Actually, 2, 4, 6. Yeah, the person on the right went first, and it shows he's able to establish board much faster.
It is quite intimidating. The person on the Rayleigh player on the left has a lot of cards in hand. I'm just looking at.
True, yeah.
So I think he's got all of the Haki events. So that observation Haki, you may touch 1 active Don to your Rayleigh.
Yeah, he just used one to actually go for a search.
Yeah, top 4, and he has to get a reveal up to 1 red event card or up to 1 cost 3 or greater character card and add it to your hand. He decides to get Kid Killer. Won't be able to get the plus 2,000 bonus due to the fact that he's not on 2 life. He has to be at least 2 life to get the 7,000. Please do not swing with your Kid Killer onto the buggy. It would be a total waste. Let's see. I think he's just going for life at this point, right?
Let's have a look.
Okay. So due to the fact that there's 2 attached Dawn on the field, Luffy does get buffed up to plus 2,000. So he's swinging 6 into... What is he swinging 6 into? 6 into lead, I believe. He is holding the Armin and Haki. Yep, he uses the Armin and Haki. Goes up to plus 2,000, goes to 7,000, swings 8 into lead. Decides to take it. Is there any triggers? No, there's no triggers. However, he does get himself a 2k counter. Now swinging 7 into lead. One Dawn open. What can he use that 1 Dawn for? He doesn't have any 1 cost counters, 1 cost event counters. So I'm just assuming that he's going to be using all those.
I think he might just use the rest of the Dawn to either try to kill one of the characters on board.
Yeah.
But it looks like he must have an event that's a 1 cost. Do they run anything?
I don't think so. Because I know that the Rayleigh just relies on 0 cost events at this point. And my son is awake. Hey, Roxas, how are you? Sorry, guys, if you're all good? Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. Roxas just woke up from his nap. So he'll be joining us at the commentating booth. Now, with how much Dawn open? That's 7 Dawn. With 7 Dawn up, there are possible moves that he can go. He can either... he can go for the Kick Killer combo. He buffs him. He buffs his character up. He's swinging. What is that? 5,000 into life. He's just baiting it out to the point that he can just finish it off with a Kick Killer if he wanted to. He does have a potential 3 more swings if he wants to. If he wants to distribute.
I think at this point in the game, he's trying to mitigate all the resources that the person on the left has on his hand and just go for game next turn. Yeah, this is gonna be very punishing.
Is that the event? What is that? Is that the King Kong gun? The event card from OP. What is that? Yeah, King Kong Gatling. Plus 3,000 to lead or your character.
And then it has a conditional effect that also boosts it an extra 1,000.
Massive hits going his way, but does he have enough counter to kind of like protect himself for the next round? Because it is actually quite close, if I'm not gonna lie. He has 1 life left. What is he going to choose from? Okay. Sorry guys, you might hear some squeaking because Roxas has 2 balloons for some reason. Apologies if you can hear that. So what do we have here? He decides to get himself a Sanji, probably just for the counter. I don't think he was able to get himself a 2k counter from that surge. Swings. He will need to attach 1 more Dawn onto the field in order to get that plus 2,000 buff from the 4 cost Luffy, and he does exactly that. Now the Luffy has met the condition by having 2 attached Dawn onto the field. It can be anywhere, it doesn't have to be onto the character. What can he do now? I've never seen Red have so much cards in my life. Like so many.
Yeah, 100%. They've got a lot of searches. They've got a lot of things that they can do. Yeah, this matchup is actually really interesting just because it's the micro plays that you do that causes wins in this game.
Yeah. And he gets himself the Mole gun. Decides to KO. It was the Nami, I believe. Yeah, Nami. Swings 2,000 into the...
Yep, the Luffy's on like negative at the moment, so it's probably gonna go.
7,000 into the 5,000 Kid Killer. Will he counter out of it? And yes, he does. And then another 6,000 into lead. And there's the 2k counter. Running low on resources. Can he actually clutch it? Will he have to go? What can he do? 7, 9?
Yep. So it looks like the person on the right is very confident with the amount of amount of cards that he has left for defense. There's essentially 2 attacks unless he pays an extra 3 or 4 to get rushes. So let's see what happens. He's going to go for a 8k
8k swing.
7k swing.
Yeah, yep. And he does have himself a Zoro. Oh, playing the Boa Hancock. +2. So uses 2 Don. What is he going to get from that? Probably counter? Yep. And that is the... What? Man, I hate... Those hockey ones are so confused. So this one, I believe it was a counter as well. So it was a give up to one of your character or Rayleigh +2,000 this battle, and then you may rest one of your Don cards. If you did, give all of your opponent's characters and leaders -1,000 during this turn.
Yeah, he's just building that up just so that the other guy can't attack. He's got about 3 of those in hand, so it's pretty good. It might be able to survive one additional turn, actually.
Yeah. With 4 Don up, will he use the Mole Gun? Or he decides to use the Zoro instead. There we go. Swing, what? 5 into... Can't swing into the Luffy, the 4 cost. He'll have to swing into the Shaki or even just life. If he swings into the Buggy, please do not forget that Zoro is /attribute. Trixie's no bans yet. It would, after the 2 more games, there should be the bans that would usually will be announced at the end of this stream. That's all good, mate. Worst case scenario, guys, feel free to follow us on our socials. I go by Pulvesaur on Facebook or even my Twitter page. So my X link is also there, available on stream. That's where I post most of the stuff. I will be also posting the top 16 decks that have made it to the Adelaide regionals that just had occurred. So please look out for that as well. Back to the game. He's swinging 5 into lead. It's like in a blink of an eye. All of a sudden the player on the right just decides to all of his hand sources just dwindle down. Now, in response, the Rayleigh player on the right can go with a Zoro and even a Kid Killer. However, I don't think that will be the ideal play here, due to the fact that he has a lot of cards. I believe there's a lot of counter as well in hand. He's got the Conqueror's Haki, minusing 1,000 power to all of his opponents. So I think at this point, maybe some attached Don would be the best play here. Sleepy George, is this the live stream of the finals and ban list announcement? This is the live stream. Yes, that is correct, Sleepy George. This is the live stream for the finals. So everything is just, yeah. Okay, that is 5,000 into lead. Will he use his 0 cost events now to minus everything down to -1,000, including the leader?
I just looked at the hand on the play on the left. He has a lot of bricks, and once he utilizes that 1 Don, he's going to be essentially counterless, right?
That is correct. Yeah, it is kind of scary. Let's see here.
Because that counter isn't one of those events where it's got a main effect and then a counter effect. It's just a counter effect. So then once he utilizes 1, he's pretty much counterless.
Yeah. No, wait, he can. Because, wait, I'm just looking. That is the Conqueror's Haki, yeah? So if he can still give up to his Rayleigh +2,000 during the battle. And then if he can't fulfill, he doesn't have to fulfill the second requirement.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even though if he's got 1 rested Don, he can still use his +2,000 just to buff up his Rayleigh. So maybe it might be maybe standing a chance. However, we have to.
I think his idea is he's gonna cause those cause that event to come out and then end the game with the rushes, because those won't be affected by the actual event itself.
Yeah, and we have to also pay attention that the Rayleigh on the right has still active Don. So it's not looking good. I mean, he probably most likely will play the Kid Killer just to whittle down the events in hand. Kid Killer. He's also got the Mole Gun. He does also have an Unblockable, which I don't think is going to be quite useful unless he decides to buff up one of the leaders.
Okay, so he used. Did he use that event just then or no? Oh, he just used it for the 2k counter. Okay.
A lot of decisions being made here. I mean, it is quite intimidating if I were to put myself in the player's shoes, seeing that amount of cards, you don't know what's going to happen. Like, he still hasn't used his zero cost event, which allows him to minus 1000 power all of the opponent's character cards and leader. So swinging 5 into lead, I think he's definitely going to go for the Kid Killer approach. What is he
having? There he goes. Everything's dropped down by 1k. His leader's attack misses. So now you can attach 2, go to 5 again. He's trying to be efficient. He's trying to remove as much cards as possible before going for the big swing with Kid Killer.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't work out, then he's probably going to start going for board. But judging by the cards in his hand, it's not looking really good.
Yeah, Dev, bans will be announced at the end of this tournament. So we are 2 more games away from hearing the ban list.
Yep, he's gonna slam down. Oh, he decides to go for board instead.
Interesting. I mean, yeah, I think that would be a very, very interesting choice because, like, you need to. He's covering he's just covering his arms. Like, those 4 cards, we don't know. He doesn't know what those 4 cards are. He might actually have. He's got 3. He's baiting out the 3 Don. So maybe he's trying to say, like, oh yeah, I've got 3 Conquerors, or is it Conquerors? Yeah, 3 Conquerors hockey events in hand. I dare you to swing at me. It forces him to swing into the characters instead.
Definitely a safe route. It means that he doesn't have as much attacks next turn.
Yeah.
He's banking the left player to go all in this turn and guaranteeing the win next turn.
Now, he does have another Rush Zoro. The player on the left could most likely just, I don't know, he probably just clear board if he wants to. He does have 2 Mole Guns there. However, he won't be able to KO. Let's see. He has to have one character that has plus 6,000 power in order for the secondary effect of Mole Gun to occur. Oh, there we go. He swings 8 into a lead. Trying to clutch it out. Let's see let's see what he replies with.
Yeah, I don't think he has much of an answer besides going for game at this point. Just because of the cards that he has in his hand, there's really nothing you can do to stall out this game.
5 into lead. Oh, I think this is pretty much up and -1. Zoro.
Ooh.
Okay, here we go. 9 into lead. Trash 1. Give 1 rest. And come at me, bro. And GG. Who would have thought Rayleigh won? So that's pretty much it. Zone, do you need to go soon?
No, I think I'm good for 1 more game.
Fantastic. Good to hear.